I share this transmission today as you may know or may understand of you may understand you may have the perception of my name as Grandmother Spider. I am a being of light that has taken many forms. And what we call a being of light that is in each dimension having an experience and holding space and can see through the veils of each dimension up until the physical reality of those dimensions, which is the eighth dimension. You would say, I have 8 legs and many eyes. In your translation, this is spider. The grandmother aspect comes from the fact that I've always been here and always will be. And just like a grandmother holds lineage, holds information, holds the secrets of the dimensional realities or family secrets, as do I. I care for each dimensional reality in the way of love and light, in the way of a safe space, holding the feeling of going into your grandmother's house and knowing that you will have a warm place to stay, a meal, and love. So the vibrational energy of those words we have just spoken in your translation would be Grandmother Spider. It is time now to share that I am also connected to unity consciousness. I am also an angel, a goddess, a creator, and a protector of this planet, and I serve you. I have a higher perspective and hold such information because I can see through each dimension. Think of it as the spider on the wall that can hear, see, feel all of the vibrations, all of the information, and all of the energy that's coming through from its surroundings in each dimension. So it's not a bird's eye view and a bigger picture. It's being in the web of reality. It's working my way through each reality via the information of the web, which is what you would call reality. In some dimensions, the web could be called a matrix. But as you get into the 4 and 5D, it becomes less of a matrix and more of a web of communication. And then as you get into the 6th and 7th dimension, it's just pure light and information. And as I watch the planet grow, as I watch the humans grow, the connection to the web and their connection to each other is getting to a point where it's undeniable. There is no separation. Some people's perspective may have an understanding that the web is created by me, Grandmother Spider, which has associations to timelines and creating more webs of timelines and of other realities. However, this is not my role. This is not my job. This is not my purpose. This is not my mission. Timelines are always available. You are the creator of it. Based on your experience, based on your soul evolution, based on where your energy is, where your attention is, this is what creates your timeline. I simply have access to the web. I simply am there to hold space. I'm simply there to be a guide of love because it's easy to get lost in that web. To go into a little bit more detail, in between each dimension is a space, is a veil. And some people, some species, some things get stuck in this veil. So if you can imagine, between 3 and 4D, there is a veil. Between 4 and 5D, there is a veil. Between 5 and 6D, there is a veil. And the veil can be an area of exploration to get you to the next dimension. Or it could be a feeling or a vibration of stuck. no man's land, nothing's happening for me. It is my job to hold the light and the space in the veils in between dimensional realities. So I can show up to you as an angel, as a goddess, or whatever form is needed and required per dimensional reality. Whatever your soul can accept as truth and as light at that time is what is needed for me to show up as. Why would you get stuck in the veil in between dimensional realities? There are a couple of reasons. One is your light body is not able to hold the energy and the light of the higher dimension. So there's some more work to do, but not that much work where you have to go all the way back down. So I will guide you. I will come to you in your meditations. I will come to you in your dream time. I will come to you and give you signs to fill your light body with more light and show you in the ways to do that. So that's one reason you could be stuck in this veil. The second reason is you have not taken ownership of creating your own reality and creating your own timeline. There is a sense of waiting for it to be created for you. There is a sense of handing over your power to a greater power that can create a timeline for you to follow. However, that's not how it works. So you may be in the veil to have some space to write and to connect to your own power and to write your own timeline. Again, this is guided and held by me. And the third reason you could be stuck in the veil in between dimensional realities is that your ties, your emotions, your tie to who you are, your tie to the story of your life, of your circumstance, your emotional attachment to that story and to the people surrounding you is of greater vibration than the desire to release that and move on, to release that and to grow, to release that and to expand. So in the veil, in between dimensional realities, the no man's land, if you want to call it, of course the quantum field exists there too because it's everywhere. It's just realizing that you have the access to it in all realities and in all dimensional spaces. So how many people or how many species can be stuck? And we say species because this can happen to animals and plant life. They can be not enough light, or the dimension can not hold enough light to maintain the physical reality of it stepping in. It can be almost like another world. Think of it as when you start your first meditation or you want to take part in a spiritual journey and experience, you know that your story is a made up version of who you are and you're ready to learn and explore more. The day that you decide that, you step into the veil in between 3D, 4D. But your daily life, the people that you're around, the people that continue to maintain the story of your past experience, will keep you in the veil. But your willingness to explore and your emotional, energetic push to yourself and making that decision that no, that is not my story, is enough to step you out of 3D, but it's not enough to put you into 4. That's where you need to do the work. So think of the veil as doing the work. Because then in that time, you're in this kind of area where it's exploration, where you're connecting to the quantum field, when you're starting to rewrite a story on a very small scale, like manifesting the car, the house, the this or the that. That's what you do in the veil. And when those things become manifest, and you believe that you are the most powerful being on this planet. You believe that you are the light. You are light. You are source. And then you have the evidence to do so. You're vibrationally changing your light code, which then puts you automatically into 4D. Then the process starts again. And you can also think of the veil as when you make the decision to do the spiritual journey, you know that this is not your story, you want to write a new one. All of a sudden, all of this spiritual information will come to you via your devices, via going to the shops, via conversations that you'll have. It's because you are vibrating at this level of wanting to know more in the veil, where so is everybody else. That's why they are attracted to you. And once you're ready to explore those options and start to expand in yourself, I am the one to hold the space and hold the light in this tunnel or in this veil. So everybody that is surrounding you, the new people that you will meet, will be of similar vibration to you and of a similar story of where they're going, because you're in the veil together. If we could explain it linearly for your understanding, think of it as 3.5D. And there is a veil in between each dimension. Please don't take this understanding as one dimension is better or higher than another. We use the words higher because vibrationally it's higher in like hertz. It's higher in vibrational sound. It's higher in light coding, but it's not better than the other. It's where you are at the moment, where you need to be. So it should not be your goal in life, in this life experience, to rush through to get to the highest form of physical reality, which is 8D. Because then you miss the learning, you miss the lessons, you miss the expansion, you miss the veil time. And the veil time is your in-between stage. It's the upgrading stage. It's the ascension symptom stage. And as the grandmother of each of these veils, I am there to support you in those upgrades. I am there to support you in your growth. I am there to support you in your expansion. I am there to bring you people that can help you. I am there to build the crystal shop on your path on the way to work so that you stop in and buy a crystal that will support you in the veil time. And there's nothing wrong with being in that veil time, and there's no time limit. So it doesn't matter how long you're in there for. And you will know that you're in between dimensional realities because you will be able to understand and feel that. And it's not a test, a pass or fail. Okay, now I'm in 4D, so let's stay in 4D for a while. Then I want to get to 5. Then I want to get to 6. It's not like that. Possibly your soul contract of evolution was to do the most work and the most growth in 4D. So it's not a competition. It's not a path to the greatest time of your life. It's different realities, and it's a choice. Just like a grandmother loves all of her children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren and great-great-grandchildren equally, the same love goes into each dimension, and the same love goes into each of the in-between dimensions. Yes, some people do wake up, go to sleep 3D and wake up completely 4D. So the veil time for them in their experience is a sleep time, dream time, or a meditation. But that's what that person needed. That's all they needed for their light body to upgrade. That's all they needed to recognize they are source and nothing else matters. There is no denying. And for some people, it can take a little longer. But that's okay, because grandmother's house is always open. You can stay as long as you need to get back up onto your feet, to realize you are source. That's the vibration of Grandmother Spider, and that's what I am here to do. It is my life's work. It is my honor. It is my dimensional evolution to hold the space for the self, for the collective, and for the planet in every reality, in every web, and to realize the veil is another web. It's not linear and it's not spiral. It's a web that can take many shapes and many forms, can hold many flies and bugs, can be connected to lots of different things and other webs. I always sit in eighth dimensional reality with the most of my energy and have my leg or foot in each layer of reality, as well as my eyes, one in each reality. But the majority of my energy sits in the eighth dimension. At one period of time, I did use physical spiders as my information on the ground to send messages back to me. However, this timeline was manipulated as there is a huge fear of spiders and mass killings of spiders in your planet. So as I evolved, I used my energy and my light